is Andrew Jin, and I attended the 2014 Research Science Institute. I had the privilege of working in Professor Pardeep Sabeti's lab at Harvard University in the Broad Institute, where I developed a machine learning approach to discover mechanisms of recent human evolution by analyzing the full genome DNA sequences of 179 present-day humans. Spending an unforgettable 6 weeks at RSI was certainly a life-changing experience, a memory that I will forever treasure. The amazing mentors, tutors, and teaching assistants helped me grow significantly as a scientist. The unique lecture series from Nobel laureates, world-class researchers, and industry leaders greatly broadened my perspectives on a variety of scientific disciplines. And I loved relaxing on weekend trips or just discussing ideas with the 82 other Rickoids. I know that I've forged connections that will last a lifetime. All in all, RSI has meant and continues to mean so much to me. Interacting with some of the world's brightest people and observing the various angles from which they approach challenges have inspired me to find answers to our toughest questions and problems. The program also instilled in me a burning desire to pursue scientific inquiry at the interface between biology and artificial intelligence.
My name is Nikhil Baduma, and I'm currently a student at MIT studying computer science. My research work is currently on building large-scale systems for artificial intelligence and using these systems to solve problems in healthcare and genomics. I participated in the USA Biology Olympiad starting from my freshman year in high school. I attended the National Finals Camp 3 times and was able to go to the International Olympiad twice. The first time was in Singapore in 2012 and the second time in Switzerland in 2013. The USA Biology Olympiad has been the most impactful part of my high school career. I've been able to grow so much under the spectacular mentorship of people like Kathy Frame, Clark Gedney, Scott Mills, and the Purdue University faculty. And quite frankly, I've learned more science from the program than from all of my classes in high school combined. I'm so humbled to have had the opportunity to be part of such an amazing program. I know for a fact that I wouldn't be where I am today if it weren't for the Olympiad. So to the Center for Excellence in Education, Purdue University, and all the donors who make the program possible, thank you so much for supporting an endeavor that has had such a big impact in my life.
Hi, my name is Beatrice Parker. I got my bachelor's in electrical engineering from MIT in 2011 and my master's in geophysics in 2012. I moved to Houston, Texas, and currently work at Chevron as an exploration geophysicist in the Deepwater Gulf of Mexico business unit. As an exploration geophysicist, I help identify new prospects and new drilling targets so we can work to replenish our reserves and continue supplying energy for the world. I was RSI class of 2006, and I worked on my research project at the Massachusetts General Hospital. RSI was a great experience for me because it let me meet other high school students like myself who were very interested in math and science, and also let me meet professors and research scientists and other adults who had careers in STEM and could tell me a little bit about what that would be like. During my research project, I had a mentor at the Massachusetts General Hospital. And during our first week of RSI, we had various professors come in and teach us about specialized topics in biology, chemistry, and physics. Of course, during RSI, I became more familiar with MIT's campus and was more confident when I accepted a spot at MIT in the fall of my senior year. Of course, attending MIT was what launched me into my STEM career, and RSI was really the start of it all. So I hope more high school students can have this great opportunity and move into STEM.
Hi, I'm Peter Tam from the Willington School in Columbus, Ohio, and I attended RSI in the summer of 2014. I've been accepted by Harvard, Stanford, Yale, MIT, and Caltech, but I have not decided where I'll be going for the next 4 years. RSI has been a life-changing experience for me. The community at RSI is extremely tight-knit, and the students at RSI were the brightest students I have ever met. From the weekend dinner outings to the intense card games and frisbee matches, my RSI companions have become my closest friends. It was extremely hard to leave my friends at RSI, but through our close and sustained contact together, I've realized that RSI community really stays with you forever. Additionally, the high school research opportunities at RSI are unmatched. All the mentors are extremely supportive, helpful, and inspiring, and have really empowered RSI students to make some really amazing scientific discoveries. I personally worked on a math research project at RSI with an MIT graduate student, Mr. Jesse Jennison. My mentor was incredibly supportive and gave me remarkable freedom to pursue my interest in an area of math called pattern avoidance. Specifically, I studied the problem of avoiding certain patterns inside a matrix filled with only zeros and ones. My results may have important applications to circuit design, robot motion planning, or self-driving cars. I eventually submitted my RSI project to the Siemens competition, and to my astonishment, I won the first prize. This would not have been possible if I had not had the top-notch research experience with my mentor at RSI. Thanks for watching.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Shi, and I attended the USABO in 2009 and 2011. I'm currently an MIT senior, double majoring in biology and brain and cognitive sciences. And in addition to my classes, I work as an undergraduate researcher in Professor Wei-Feng Xu's lab, which is a neuroscience lab, part of MIT's Picower Institute for Learning and Memory. The Xu Lab is interested in the molecular mechanisms of how neurons communicate with each other. So in particular, we study the role of proteins in the hippocampus by knocking them down and seeing what kind of biochemical, electrophysiological, and behavioral changes result. I work mostly on the electrophysiological scale, so I use a technique called whole cell patch clamp, which allows me to directly measure the current flowing in or out of a single neuron in response to an electrical stimulus. This allows me to compare the responses of a neuron that's a wild type versus a neuron that has a protein knockdown to see what the role of the protein is in maintaining synaptic transmission. My current interests and research path have definitely been shaped by my experiences with the USABO. In terms of science, the USABO has given me a strong, broad base of understanding through all of biology. So this allows me to understand biological problems from many different perspectives and allows me to pick up concepts from other areas of biology fairly quickly. In addition, the USABO has allowed me to develop long-lasting friendships with the other students who are at the camp, and these connections are still very strong today. So, for example, 4 out of 5 of the undergraduates in the Xu Lab currently are actually USABO alumni. And next fall, I will be joining another USABO alum as a Stanford neuroscience graduate student.
Hi, I'm Noah Golowich. I went to RSI 2014, and it was truly a phenomenal experience. During RSI, I had the opportunity to work with MIT faculty on fascinating mathematical problems, to listen to a variety of scientist lectures about their groundbreaking work, and of course, to meet 82 other outstanding high school students from around the world. At the beginning of RSI, I knew only 2 other students there, but even during a trip to a nearby mall on the very first day, I realized how amazing this community which I had just joined was. Those at RSI conducted research in fields such as biology, physics, and computer science, and I learned a great deal about these fields of science simply from our individual conversations about each other's projects. For my own research project, I was mentored by a graduate student at MIT. We studied directed graphs, which are collections of nodes and directed edges between them. Our project investigated how to remove as few nodes as possible in order to get rid of all cycles from such a directed graph. This work has applications in computer science, since processes in a computer can be modeled by nodes in a directed graph. I always looked forward to my daily meetings with my mentor, where we discussed techniques that we might use, and went over the proofs of our theorems. Even when we were stuck, I felt as if I was learning something valuable every day. I was lucky enough to be able to continue the research for a month or 2 after RSI, and we eventually wrote up a couple of research papers, which we submitted to professional journals. Beyond these academic events, I bonded with my fellow peers, otherwise known as Wickoids, during soccer, ultimate frisbee games, and many exciting trips, such as to Boston and the Harbor Islands. I've stayed in touch with many of the people I met at RSI, and the extensive RSI alumni network of which I am now a part has already proven to be a great resource. Next year, I plan to attend MIT or Harvard, and I know that my RSI experience will help me in my studies. I am grateful to have attended such an enjoyable and transformative program, and I hope that future students will also have this amazing opportunity.
My name is Chelsea. I participated in the USA Biology Olympiad in 2010 and 2011, and I competed in the International Biology Olympiad in Korea and in Taiwan, both of those years. So nowadays I'm a student at MIT, studying computer science and minoring in math, and I've really enjoyed the opportunities that I've had here. I took a class when I was a sophomore that talked about Turing machines and quantum computing, and now I really want to study theoretical computer science after I graduate. So computer science might seem like a departure from biology, but I think that one of the really cool things about the USA Biology Olympiad is how well it equips its students for taking their future work and their future research and looking at it with an analytical mindset and with a computational mindset. I remember learning my first year, when I was a junior, about Bayes' theorem and statistics, and these were concepts that I hadn't been exposed to before, and it was kind of a crash course for me to learn all of them. And there were a lot of problems to puzzle over and things to figure out. But nowadays I really appreciate this experience, and I appreciate just how much of an intuition for probability working through those problems gave me. I also used to teach for the USA Biology Olympiad. I taught for the past 3 years, and one of the things that I would usually lecture on was algorithms for making phylogenetic trees. And I would start this by justifying, being like, so there are more than 1 million different phylogenetic trees that you can make. You need to pick the one that matches your data. In order to do this, you're going to need an algorithm, I would tell the students, in order to explain why we were doing this to start with. So, yeah, I really appreciate this about the Biology Olympiad. I appreciate all of the math that I've learned. I appreciate the mentoring experience that I got, and I'm proud to have been a participant, and I'm excited about the future.